Okay, so the third and final race here today, race 12 of the season at Raupuna Park, and my commentary might be missing for most of the last race because I didn't realise my controller had turned off, so I'll try and keep an eye on that this time. But we've got 8th place finisher Diesel lining up on pole this time, so a bit of good luck this time with Lee alongside. Lee's been really quick ever since joining the series, and so has Mark, and so has Graham in 4th place. Oz hopefully do a decent result here today. Dubs in 6th. DTI Dave from the back, who managed to get that fantastic 2nd place earlier on today. And we look at the front of the grid and see who gets away best. Diesel gets away well. Initially gets away well. It's really slow because Mark's got it in the back of him. Everybody swamps him, and Lee just breaks away from the rest of the pack. Although it looks like DTI Dave is having a chance. He's having a stab, and that's Graham off. That's the championship contender Graham and Mark off in a big way. There's carnage off as well. DTI Dave just got through all of it and is off into a storming lead at this stage, with Lee the only one really close to him at this stage. There was so much to watch there, wasn't there, in the first couple of corners. We've got Oz in 3rd, we've got Andy in 4th. This is a chance for a good finish for either Porsche or the Datsun, or even both of them in this race, with Dubs in 5th, because Mark, Graham and Diesel all seem to come together, and they are towards the back now, a long way back in actual fact, and they have got a lot of catching up to do. But given the speed of DTI Dave in race 2 of the day, first race that he joined, you've got to think he's in for a potential victory here, with Lee in 2nd place at the moment. Both of these guys very quick in these cars, and then looking further back we've got Oz and Andy kiting out in the only non-BMW cars apart from the Ford diesel runs. Listen to the sound of those engines, absolutely mighty, and we'll go on board with Andy as he tries to chase Oz down the straight. Both of these cars are a bit more evenly matched on the straights than the BMW, which is a bit slower and much quicker in the corners. And there's contact. Had to be contact, and Andy backed off. He realises that's his bad, and that opportunity for one of the non-BMWs to get a good result, unfortunately I think it's been taken away rather quickly there. And DTI Dave now stretching out the lead over Lee, who's still in 2nd place, but Dubs is now inheriting 3rd as Oz almost swipes at the back of him. But who was that off? I think, was that Mark? No, it wasn't Mark. I didn't say, it was Andy. It was Andy. I saw some blue, white and red. I thought it was Mark's BMW, but it's Andy's car. And Diesel a long way back now. But Andy really struggling with that car. Graham is up to 6th, Mark up to 5th. There's a fair way yet to go in this race, but DTI Dave is out in the lead and building that lead over Lee. Neither of these guys are at all slow in these cars and doing an excellent job. Dub in 3rd place. Could he be on for a podium? He's got Oz trying to bear down on him in Porsche with Mark in 5th. Now I think Mark probably fancies his chances of getting back on the podium potentially here. The BMW's been quick around the tight twisty circuits, and it's no exception here. Mark was incredibly quick in the practice session earlier. So, Graham championship contender is off again, and you know, these are all the opportunities to try and catch up or overtake Josh, the championship leader, while he's not here. And Graham will not be wanting that. He wants every point he can possibly get as Andy runs wide in the background. DTI Dave and Lee, their gap seems to have stagnated around the 2 seconds mark. So Lee really doing a quality job there, because we saw how quick Dave was straight out the box. I think if Lee can hold it together, he's at least on for a podium in this one. Dub's doing a really good job. Mark in the background, getting up and past Oz Phillips though. So Mark on the charge at this stage of the race. Now there's a long way to go yet. We're only a 1/3 of the way through, and in the background that looked like Oz and Graham battling it out. So Graham, championship contender, is saying, get out my way, as they come down towards the final turn. but it won't be much good even if Oz does get out of the way, because the straight line speed of that Porsche, you'll see him back past on the straight. So yeah, probably sensible, to be honest, if Graham just sits behind, waits down the straight and then tries to make a move throughout the rest of the lap where there's a lot of corners where that Porsche is not easy to handle, but Oz seems to be handling that pretty nicely considering how difficult that car is. So that's great to see. And we've got Andy in 7th place, also coming back on the tail of these guys. The tyre's not gone completely on that. Look, Graham's made that move. Graham made the move there, as I said, in the handling sections of the track. That BMW really quick. He's almost lost it. Has he lost it? Almost a full turn, but not quite. But the guys behind him, he's lost it again though, back on the power. But these guys were fighting out behind, but they've managed to get past Graham somehow in the melee. And now we've got Andy in 5th, Oz in 6th, and Graham in 7th. So again, this is not working out for Graham, and he could definitely have a better race than this, that's for sure. Oz out wide there. So DTI Dave now stretching that lead a little bit with some 3.5 seconds. 4 seconds ahead of Lee, so no opportunity for Lee to take the lead, but Lee's not doing anything silly at the moment. He's driving a very sensible race, and a podium is definitely on the cards here, and for Mark as well. Mark, great recovery after that collision. We didn't see exactly how it started. All we know is that himself, Graham and Diesel ended off in a big way. Diesel, the victim of, has been the victim already today after I bumped him off in race 1 unintentionally, but it might have been a similar situation again there. DTI Davies stretching that lead, 3.5 seconds advantage. And really Andy and Graham are the closest on track, because Andy makes another mistake. Graham goes to the outside, but it's a right hand bend, and Graham ends up getting forced off. That was a bit pushy from Andy there, probably not intentional to be honest, because that car is an absolute dog in the corners, but that was robust for sure, and Graham's had to give the position back, but he'll be looking to try and get back past as soon as possible. He's stuck there in 6th place. He goes to the outside, which puts him on the inside for the next bend. It might be enough. Yes, he's done it as Andy runs wide. Andy runs very wide. Some good racing going on though. We've actually got Mark and Dubs having a good close race. So Dubs has been a bit under the radar so far, but you can see here that he's on the case. And he's trying to get that podium off the mark, and what a great result that Peter does to think he's going to get a podium here. I'm not sure that he's been involved in any of the other events so far, so this is really good if this is his debut meeting. And Graham in the background has gone up ahead of Andy. But Dubs loses it a bit at the moment where it counted, and that's going to give Mark a nice breather now to pull away. Still circulating in the Porsche, but struggling a little bit with grip and traction, and Diesel still going there in 8th place in Ford. So as we look at the race leader now on lap 7 of 9. So we've got more or less 3 laps left to go, or 2 3/4 laps. He's not having any problems at the moment, and last lap round was 1:20.6. It's almost as quick as the best lap in race 1. That might not even be his best lap, and Lee's lost it in the background. That's well, it's not going to be too costly, but it is going to give away any chance of taking the victory in this one, unfortunately. So there he is in 2nd position, but highly unlikely he's going to get the win in this one, but nevertheless 2nd place would be a really fantastic result. and Mark beginning to break away for third place, so also doing a solid job there. Dubs, after that possibility of being able to challenge Mark for the podium, has backed off a little bit, and again having trouble keeping the car on the track. These cars extremely difficult to keep on the track. So 2 laps left to run. Really see the smoothness of DTI Dave's driving, a bit of a rear wheel drive specialist, and he's keeping off the curves, not doing anything silly. He's hardly getting the back end of the car out very often, which is absolutely amazing, whereas everybody else seems to be struggling. It's just slight slide, but nothing uncontrollable, and he does just drive it very, very smoothly. And Lee also, and Mark, a couple of the others also very good in these cars, but just haven't quite got the legs of DTI Dave in this particular race. Further down, Andy and Graham still battling out, so Graham's not managed to hold the position ahead of Andy. He's going to try again up the inside. They've got a lap or so to go. Big snap oversteer from the Datsun, but he holds ahead. He holds position, which is down to pure grunt. And as we come up the final couple of corners, Graham's getting a bit frustrated now. Bangs into the back of Andy, backs off again, and this is the part where Andy's car is quick. But look at the understeer again. It does seem that towards the end of the race, the fronts are completely gone on that car, and Graham's gone off for a bit of grass cutting, so that's going to give Andy the opportunity to hold on stiff to the end of this race, because he's got 1 lap left to run. And that was a big mistake there. Mark in 3rd, Dubs in 4th, Andy in 5th, Graham in 6th, Diesel in 7th, and Oz at back. So I didn't see how that happened actually. Somehow Oz got done by Diesel, and the race is now over. For the race leader at least. Some of the guys still battling it out. Lee crosses the line. Mark is going to come up and finish 3rd place. Dubs in 4th. Andy in 5th and Graham in 6th. Well, I don't think Graham's going to be able to catch Andy now, barring a big mistake from Andy, and he does make a small mistake there, but it's only a small one, and he should be able to hold on to that. A couple of corners left to go, 1 corner left for Andy to hold on to that 5th place. That'd be a fairly decent result for Andy in that car. And he does indeed come up the line in 5th place. Graham, a really disappointing 6th after 2 victories earlier today, and it just wasn't to be in this one. Diesel will be 7th place because Oz Phillips is a long way back. We didn't see what happened to Oz. I don't know if he's run out of fuel or something, but he's running very slowly. And we'll have confirmation of the results coming up shortly. So here we have it, DTI Dave, the victory and fastest lap with a 1:20.4 ahead of Lee and Mark, completing the podium. Dubs gets 4th place ahead of Andy, Graham, championship contender Diesel and Oz Phillips. And that's all for today, folks.